Hello, this is Alessandrina from Dexter and Alessandrina, and today I'm going to talk about changing from the inside out. So, a lot of people, a lot of us, are spending a lot of time and energy and resources and putting a lot of attention on the outer world and trying to change the outer world in order to experience a shift in our energy and in our inner world. And you may have noticed that that doesn't work. There's no amount of things that we can do externally that will lead to a consistent state of joy, happiness, of inner peace, of love, of fulfillment. So if this process of pursuing things externally is not actually leading to the results that we want, which is for us to once again experience inner peace, joy, happiness, fulfillment, love, and all of the wonderful things that we are choosing to experience in our lives, then a new approach may be helpful. It may be something that benefits you and that brings about more balance, more harmony, more patience, and ultimately a path that is enjoyable. Right? We can be kind of stuck in a pattern of pursuing things externally and feeling like, well, I'll be happy when I have this, or I'll be happy when I've achieved this, or I'll find peace, or I'll find a state of love once this is resolved, or this other thing happens in my life. And so I imagine that you can see that when we operate in those ways, we're constantly creating conditions, external conditions that we can't really control. And we're saying, unless this changes, I can't feel the way that I want to feel. That in itself can create a lot of sadness, a lot of feelings of powerlessness, maybe even depression, resentment, anger, frustration. And so it's useful to step out of this cycle. You could say that it's a little bit like being on a treadmill towards feeling a certain way by achieving things externally, and that the treadmill is endless. And you may have experienced that yourself or seen people experience that, where basically they want a new car and then supposedly they'll be happy. And then they get the new car and then they want a new house and then they want a new partner and then they want a new this and a new that. And it's endless. This cycle is endless. And so stepping out of this cycle is very useful. And the way that we do that is that the way that we feel is actually, it doesn't depend on external things, meaning that it's actually a process of internal feelings, emotions that are projected onto the environment, to the external world. And so even if you do achieve things, even if you do get to live the things that you want to live and experience certain experiences, it doesn't mean that you would feel the way that you project. You would feel once you have it, once you do it, once you're in the experience of it. It might happen for 5 minutes and then you would forget and you would be back into the subconscious that has the energy and the emotions of the past. So the way to do it, rather than pursuing things externally, is actually to clear our subconscious mind from the recordings, from the things that have been painful for us, from the feelings of lack, from the feelings of separation. And once we do that, and we recognize our wholeness, our oneness, that there is unlimited potential and possibilities in the universe, and we open ourselves up to receiving miracles and receiving anything that we want in our lives, then we can have that experience. And the wonderful thing about that is that your internal experience, you have a lot to actually do or undo to change it. So when you change how you feel on the inside, now the world looks different, feels different, because the way that you feel inside is projected onto the external world, is projected onto other people, is projected onto relationships, is projected onto the way that you experience yourself, your work, your health, your home, anything that you're experiencing, it's through this inner world. So when you change the inner world, then the outer world can also change. And that's very positive, empowering. You always have that choice. You always have that power. It's simply a matter of applying yourself with techniques, to changing the energy within you, to changing your emotional state. And by doing that, then you can have in the world what is going to also match the energy that is in your inner world. So you can be sure that when you change how you feel inside, and you're no longer in lack, in separation, in frustration, anger, resentment, sadness, depression, and you really cultivate internally feelings of joy, of oneness, wholeness, of gratitude, of happiness, of love, of fulfillment, the world around you is going to then reflect that, and you're going to start attracting and receiving from the external environment and your relationship that which you want. So we can't receive that which we want by saying, I don't have it, I won't have it, I can't have it, I'm frustrated not having it, or I'm unhappy not having it. It just can't work like that. It really, the process must be an internal process of clearing the past and liberating the energy of the past, so that we can then focus that energy intentionally towards building the future and experiencing that future. So it's all about energy, and it's very true. And if you change your energy, then you will change, and the world around you will change to reflect that. I hope this is helpful, and that it helps you bring about the positive and constructive change that you want to bring in your life, and receive wonderful experiences, and also heal and clear things that are not serving you, things that are holding you back, keeping you feeling limited, keeping you in conflict, in also discomfort internally, and suffering. Sending you lots of love.